Elvis Presley was accused of swapping the sound of black musicians. That brand was accused of plagiarizing a traditional Chinese costumes as one of their latest season collections. Is it cultural appropriations? Well, I'm sure you have heard or read about it somewhere, right? Sure, some of the cases above might be from years ago, even to the recent one, but have you ever noticed that maybe one day you may stumble upon all of this news on social media? So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic that I would like to share with you are about cultural appropriations versus cultural appreciation. What is the difference between cultural appropriations and cultural appreciation? Does this mean we are not allowed to dress up in costumes from other cultures all around the world? Is further segregating our cultures something we really want right now? These questions are understandable because cultural appropriations isn't black and white. There is no clear line. But to put it simple, if a person of that culture tells you it makes them uncomfortable, you should probably listen. What is cultural appropriations? Cultural appropriations refers to when elements of certain cultures that is not one's own is used for personal interest or for profit. If one is disrespectful to the original meaning, fails to acknowledge the culture, reinforce stereotypes, and contributes to oppressions, then it is deemed appropriations. Types of cultural appropriations: exchange, dominance, exploitation, and also transculturation. Below are some pictures that were claimed to be cultural appropriations. The example of cultural appropriations: wearing headdresses, blackface, kimonos, and also other clothing, symbols, and facets of other cultures as costume is a form of cultural appropriations, since these styles often have significance in other cultures and are worn for specific occasion, or in the case of blackface, are just plain wrong. Here I will explain to you about one of the studies that was made in 2018 that comes from the United States of America. Based on the graphic, young adults more likely to say wearing costumes of other cultures is offensive. Nearly half of all Americans do not think wearing costumes from different culture, such as a Native American headdress, geisha robe, or Mexican sombrero, was offensive, according to a 2018 poll. Young adults were almost evenly divided on the issue, while 55% of older Americans did not find such behavior offensive. Based on the first bar chart, 25% are strongly agree, while 47% are strongly disagree. For the age 18 to 34, 34% are strongly agree, while 37% are strongly disagree. And for the age of 35 to 54, 23% are strongly agree, while 46% are strongly disagree. Let's go to the next one. What is cultural appreciation? In contrast, cultural appreciation is when you are inspired to an aspect of the culture. You highlight this aspect and contribute to the well-being and preservation of the culture. A simple example would be wearing the correct costume during a festival, like donning a baju kurung when you visit a hari raya fair open house, wearing a cheongsam or samfu when celebrating Chinese New Year with your Chinese friends and family, and also wearing a sari when invited to a Deepavali celebration. The picture below shows a multiracial community that we have in Malaysia. Here are some solutions to avoid cultural appropriations. First, promoting cultural diversity in school, university, workplace, and even public place. Second, probing for cultural dimension. The resolution process should start from the parties' acknowledgement that their conflict contains a cultural dimension. And third, avoid being a stereotype person. A big issue with adopting from other cultures is that it can be based on stereotypes, often negative or incorrect. It is natural when a foreigner peers into another culture from them to do so with their own cultural preconceptions and baggage. They cannot have an objective opinion nor an insider insights, and therefore their understandings of the culture may be based on stereotypes. As for the conclusions, this cultural conflict, depending on the outcome, can be positive or negative experience for the society. With changing demographics, cultural differences become an acute issue. Many groups resist assimilations and wish to preserve their cultural distinctiveness, which makes cultural conflict education an essential tool for maintaining healthy relations in the society in general. As for me, culture, not costumes. Thank you very much.